Hey, it's Dusti Martin with Platinum Living Realty dropping in with your monthly market update for Cave Creek and Carefree, January 2023. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, grab a snack, buckle up, let's go. All right, our active listings are up 187.7% over this time last year. Our sold listings, however, in comparison are only down 43.6% over this time last year. Our median price per square foot, while a lot of the valley is down, our median price per square foot is actually up 11.2% over this time last year. Still hanging out around $363 a square foot, median. I wouldn't say average, but median. Our months of supply is also up about 410% over this time last year, currently sitting at 3.73 months of supply. Now, I know you're thinking, like, if it goes up 400%, we must be in a buyer's market, right? No, we're actually still in a seller's market. It's just not the white hot lightning fast seller's market that it was last year. Last year, we had about 3 weeks worth of inventory between Cave Creek and Carefree. Now we're at just under 4 months of inventory. That puts us in seller's market territory. But wait till the end. I will break it down by price point. And then that way, if you're looking to buy or sell in a specific price range, you'll know what you're actually up against because they are not all created equal. Our median days on market is up 125% over this time last year. Things were closing in 26 days last year. This year, our median days on market is about 58 days. So less than 60 days, take off 30 from 58, that's going to leave you with about 28 days. So with all that said, in theory, if your home is priced and marketed appropriately, you should have it under contract after about a month. And after that, you should have another month worth of closing and escrow. 2 months, set and done, right? Keep in mind, if we were in an even stable market, our days on market would look more like 90. So we're not the crazy less than 30 days on the market, which signified a lot of cash in that market. In this market, we're at 58 days. It's more sane. It's not crazy, for lack of a better term. If you're a buyer, you're not going to be giving up a whole lot. In fact, you might even get it under list price for the first time in a few years. So as we go back to this normal stabilizing market, that's what to keep in mind. So let's look at our price points and break down our supply and demand by price point. We don't have any data for the $0 to $100,000 price range or the $100,000 to $200,000 price range, mostly because there's no inventory. Our prices have surged so much past that it's very rare for us now to even see inventory in those price ranges. Then we get to the $200,000 to $300,000 price range, and that's where we tend to start seeing just the first little inkling of like some condos and stuff in our area. We're at a true even 0 month supply, no days. Like we had one listing, it sold, nothing new came on the market. So that tells us if you've got something that price range, it's going to go really fast. And if you're buying in that price range, you're probably going to have multiple offers to contend with, and you're going to have to be very aggressive when you make your offer. Now, when we look at the $300,000 to $500,000 price range, we are at an even 3 months of inventory. This is now like our entry level price point for Cave Creek and Carefree. And 3 months worth of supply is really not a whole lot, for lack of a better term. It's seller's market territory. However, you're only going to really see like maybe one good offer somewhere between 97 and 98% of list price. You're not going to give up a whole bunch, but at the same time, the conditions still slightly favor the seller. So keep that in mind. So if you're a buyer in that price range, yes, by all means, do your homework, get an agent who can calculate the supply and demand for that specific type of property in that specific neighborhood. And then when it comes down to it, remember not to insult the seller. We're not in 2008, 9, or 10, or even early 11. We're not going to see things sell for 75% of list price. It's not going to happen unless the home is really overpriced and in rough shape. However, keep in mind, Yes, you can get things under list price, but we're talking like between 1% and 3% under, not 25 to 50% under. So try not to alienate your sellers when you come in below asking. Try to not be offensive. Our $500,000 to $700,000 price range, this is now becoming like our standard entry-level home here. We're at 6.2 months of supply, even stable market. That's a good, healthy place to be. It's no longer weighted towards the buyer or the seller. Again, you're probably going to see things somewhere between 96, 97% of list price, but like I said, some neighborhoods can go as high as 98 or 9. And if it's priced dead on, it might sell for list price, but you're probably going to take about 90 days on the market, and you're not going to have a bunch of people fighting over the property. Then we get to the $700,000 to $1 million. This is really starting to become our bread and butter here. This is where the average home now sits in Cave Creek and Carefree. And we're currently sitting at 2.57 months of supply. That's a pretty solid seller's market, actually. You would think it would be different than the $500,000 to $700,000 price range, but I think what's happening in the $500,000 to $700,000 price ranges is that buyer is going to be more adversely affected by the increased housing prices, and we start to see higher end homes and cash buyers that come into this market right around the 700,000, a lot of second homes, stuff like that. And right now is when those buyers are in town. We've got the Phoenix Open, we've got the Super Bowl coming up, we've got Barrett-Jackson coming up. All these things are things that traditionally in this season, this is when our big fish are in town. So keep that in mind. Our next price point is the $1 to $3 million price point. We are actually at 3.55 months of supply, so 2 weeks inside of seller market territory. So keep in mind, if you're that buyer, don't be walking around making insulting offers on homes between $1 million and $3 million. This is where the majority of homes are now valued in our area. And yes, there are more of them for sale, but there's also quite a bit of demand in our area. Like I said, the higher end buyers, the bigger fish, they tend to be here right now. And when you're making your offer, keep in mind, you're not in a buyer's market territory with this price range. Are you going to have to waive your inspections and appraisals and do like no repairs or anything like that? No. It's just going to slightly favor the seller, and there's going to be gentle upward pressure on the home values. So keep that in mind. Now, when we drop down to our $3 million price range, we don't have any data. However, I'm going to speculate that it is actually a buyer's market over $3 million in Cave Creek and Carefree. And here's why. This time last year, we had 7 properties on the market in that price range and 3.5 months worth of inventory, meaning that last year there was 7 homes, 2 sold. Once you divide those out, you get 3.5 months. This year, we have 13 homes on the market in this price range, but none of them sold. So do we have anything that we can calculate? No, but we do know that those homes aren't moving at the same rate as anything else, and nothing in that price range sold last month. So my bet is that that is very much probably trending towards a buyer's market, just going off of our seasonality and the fact that most buyers in that price range tend to not do very much in December. Hence, we don't have any closings in January. So keep that in mind. What I would start to look at is the end of January and February when our properties start closing in this price range. That's when our big fish are here. And then it should be pretty much said and done, tapered off by tax day. So keep that in mind. Take it all with a grain of salt. If you're wondering what your home would sell for in today's market, or if you're wondering what it would look like for you to go out and purchase a home in Cave Creek or Carefree, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at DustiMartinRealtor.com.